did tests on Aidan Critchley when they arrested him, right? And he couldn't possibly have attacked Maxine and Emily because he was drugged to the eyeballs.
They're all on drugs, these dogs.
Not sleeping pills, they're not.
Eh?
He was absolutely full of it. Full of diazepam. Now, that's what I was supposed to be on, you know, months back. But I left it behind when I ran away from our Gail.
Well, the lad drank a whole bottle of vodka that he thought Sarah had left for him. But she never did any such thing.
No, and the sleeping pills were in this bottle of vodka, right? So come on, who could have got hold of those pills? And who could have put that vodka where Aidan Critchley could find it?
Richard Hillman.
Exactly.
But what do we do? I mean, the police.
Oh, I'm frankly sick of the police looking at me like I should be in the home for the bewildered. Not to mention a few other people. But anyway, I've said to our Sarah, I said, Sarah, you must go and tell your mother exactly what you've told me.
You're going to have to tackle Gail yourself, though, as well. Well, you know that, don't you, Audrey?
My daughter hates me for all the things I've been saying about her precious Richard. She absolutely hates me. Oh, all right, all right.
Bye, kids. See ya.
Bye. See ya. Time you two were at school. Oh, Mum, your eternity ring looks great.
Yeah, doesn't it just?
How much did Richard pay for it again?
I don't know. It's not polite to ask.
Sooner up money than a ring, me.
It's not the money that matters. It's what the ring symbolises. That means what it stands for underneath.
I know, I'm not thick.
Because, I mean, think about it. Not everything's what it seems on the surface. I mean, look at Aid Critchley. Everyone thinks he murdered Maxine Peacock.
That's enough about Aid Critchley. I don't want to hear his name mentioned in this house.
I'll get it.
Yeah, but
I mean it, Sarah. When I think of the harm that wicked boy's caused in his short life, the subject's closed.
Morning.
Morning.
Do you fancy walking to school, mate?
Yeah, she does. Thank you, Todd.
You're dead right not wanting to marry the baby's father just because you're pregnant. I mean, you're not just getting a husband, are you? You're getting all his family as well. I mean, I did. And my brother Peter, his fiancée Shelley, she's called. Well, she's going to get all our lot. Actually, she had a bit of a preview yesterday.
Oh, yeah, what happened yesterday?
Well, she invited us for Sunday dinner. So there was like my mum, my dad, my gran, me and my boyfriend. And a little bit of bickering, and she just couldn't take it. I mean, I do not know what Peter sees in her, I don't really.
Oh?
Oh, she's so ordinary. I mean, not bad looking, I suppose, but wet.
Well, your brother must see something in her, or he wouldn't be engaged to her.
Yeah, well, what it is, I don't know, because he could do a lot better than that.
Lucy's florist. No, we can't talk. Because there is nothing you can say that'll make me change my mind.
Hi, Peter.
Morning, Dad.
All right, mate. How are you, young man? Hey?
How is he?
I don't know. I think he's missing his mum. Makes you wonder what damage it'll do, you know, from not having her.
Yeah, well, no use worrying, Ash. You just keep him warm and fed and loved. Can't do more than that.
I'll just be best I can for him.
Yeah.
Won't get any help from my dad, though.
Sold another flat.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well done.
At the full asking price, too. Gail, somebody up there likes me.
Somebody down here likes you, too.
We'll sell all the flats now, no problem. I'll be able to repay the bank loan in full. We'll make a nice, tidy profit. So no more worries about whether we can afford our dream house or not, right? So you and me have really got something to celebrate with our friends in the Rovers tonight.
Yes, we do. Makes you think, though, doesn't it? There's poor Ashley. And here's us. Everything going right. No more money worries. Bail hostel scheme cancelled.
Yeah, I wish that bail hostel scheme had never been thought of. You're right, Gail. Life's not about justice or fairness. It's just blind chance. If you happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I wish it had happened sooner.
What?
Scrapping the bail hostel. I wish it had happened weeks sooner.
Well, at least it's happened now. So all's well that ends well.
Do you want me to come with you to see Gail?
Thanks, Archie, but I don't think so. Be like two red rags to a bull.
Kids, no matter how old they get, you never stop fretting about them. Makes you glad you're only the one.
Yeah, well, I've got three myself. As well as David, I've got Sarah, Lou, Nick.
Ah, yes, well, David's your own, isn't he? That's what I mean by only the one.
No, I don't know. Take Sarah. I've been in her life from her being a toddler. live to be 100, she'll still feel like my kid. But that's what it's like when you take on a kid from being a little one, when you take responsibility for him. So it makes you feel like they're yours. And I tell you this, Fred, I won't swap that feeling for a gold clock.
Oh. Is it all right if I come in?
What do you want?
I want to talk. I'm still your mother, Gail. Whatever's happened between us, I care about you.
Okay, come in.
Is he out?
If you mean Richard, yes, he is.
Good. So, I can ask you, what about this bombshell of Sarah's, then?
What?
The test that Aidan Critchley told her about. Oh, surely she's told you she's been to see him and what the solicitor said.
Just a minute. Are you telling me Sarah's visited Aidan Critchley in prison?
Gail, now don't be angry, please, because what we know now is very important. The lad was drugged. No, it's not a tale. He's had tests done. Tests the police did.
You never let up, do you?
Will you listen? The lad was drugged to the eyeballs on sleeping tablets, stuff that really knocks you out. I mean, they found that out by giving him a blood test. So he couldn't possibly have attacked Emily or killed Maxine, not when they said it happened. Somebody else must have done it and then made it look like the lad
Just
did it.
stop this. Stop this now, before you bring Richard's name into this fairy story.
Gail, I do understand that it is not easy for you, but you have got to start facing the fact that the man in this house
He's my husband. That's what he is. And you'll stop at nothing to split us up.
Oh, don't be so ridiculous. Come on, do you think I like telling you these things, seeing the way you look at me? He tried to kill Emily so he could get at the money. But then he killed poor Maxine because she walked in on him.
You get out of this house. You get out now.
The man is a killer, Gail. You are not safe, and neither are the children.
The point is, you went visiting Aidan Critchley. And what's more, you know you did wrong because you did it without telling me. I had to find out from somebody else.
Who? Oh, Todd, I suppose.
No, your grandmother.
Well, she was on at me to tell you. I don't know why.
I do, so you peddle mad fantasies about Richard.
What's it got to do with Richard? Look, all Aya told me is that the police did tests on him, found drugs in his system, which shows that he couldn't have been...
That's enough, Sarah. I'm sick of hearing how thugs like Aidan Critchley are misunderstood and innocent while hard-working, decent people are abused and slandered. And I'm disappointed in you, Sarah. Going behind me back.
Okay! Okay, look, I'm going to go and give Bethany a bath.
What did he claim he was drugged with?
Sleeping tablets, tranquilizers. He did say it was, Daisy, something or other, I can't remember. Right, I'll go and give Bethany a bath.
Gail, something wrong?
Oh, I didn't hear you come in.
Somebody ill?
No. Just got a bit of a headache, that's all. I was looking for the aspirin.
Oh, I'm sorry. You sure you feel up to coming to our little farewell celebration at the Rose tonight?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Well, as long as you're sure. Hey, come on, sit down here. Let me find those aspirin for you.
There you go. Whee! Strong boy, aren't you?
It's going to be difficult on your own, you know.
Won't be on my own. But with Joshua.
You know what I mean? Having to cope with the little lad. Feeding yourself and him, all the washing, keeping the house clean. There'll be a lot to do, is what I'm saying.
I'll manage.
You don't have to do this, Ashley. I mean, you're doing fine here. You've got help. You've got backup.
Don't want to stop where one of us isn't wanted.
See, you're making too much of this. Now, will you stop that and talk to me? For goodness sake, can we not have speech about this in a reasonable manner?
Oh no, me mother's here.
Don't let it upset you, Gail. Granted, they tried to blacken my name and drive a wedge between
That's
you
exactly
and me.
why it does upset me.
But they haven't succeeded, that's the point. They've lost and I've won. Oh, hiya. We've won, I should say. They can't hurt us. Once we move house, we'll not be around for them to annoy us with the whispering and the nasty looks. All that'll be behind us.
Hello, Gail, Richard. You all right? Can I get you a drink?
Oh, no, I'll get these, Martin, I insist. After all, it's our party. Shelley, can you make sure everyone has a refill? Yourself included, of course.
Oh, thanks very nice, Richard.
It's all right. Very good here.
We've been talking about this house you're moving to. It sounds wonderful.
Yes, you can tell why Gail thinks it's a dream house.
Yeah, and I've told Kevin one day we want a house like that, don't we?
Oh, and I've told Sally in that case, gonna have to keep doing the lottery.
I mean, Steve could have had one of Richard's flats, rock bottom price, but no, Steve knew best.
Give it a rest, can I, will you?
Oh, nice bracelet, Gail. Is that a Christmas present?
No, it was a present from Richard before we got married.
Must be nice to have an husband that's got a head for business, buys you really nice presents. Shame I can't say the same, eh, Steve?
Grab hold of this, Gail. Won't be a minute. Don't go away.
Thanks.
Look at him, surrounded by his admirers. That man got away with murder.
It's a great pity you couldn't get through to Gail. But I'm sure you did your best.
I might just as well have held my breath. I mean, she is besotted by the man. It was in the wrong in her eyes.
Stop going on about Richard buying Gail presents, will you?
Well, when's the last time you bought me a bracelet? Oh, look, when's the first time you bought me one?
Anyway, listen. Richard didn't buy that bracelet. I found it on the site when we were building the flats. And Richard, the cheeky beggar, said, oh, I know who that belongs to. It was the woman that came round to see the flats early. I'll make sure she gets it. Next thing, Gail's got it on her wrist. Shut up. I'm telling you. Tells lies for England, that bloke.
At my time of life, a man's not making many plans. He's taking stock. He's trying to make sense of what he's been and what he's done and what he's not done. One thing I didn't do, and I regret it. I should have let you know I were your father sooner, a lot sooner.
Yes, you should.
You can't rewrite the past. So a man like me finds such comfort as he can in the present. And happen the future. The future after he's long gone. I'm trying to explain to you, Ashley, why, when I found out I weren't Joshua's granddad by blood, why I were upset. A man likes to think somewhat of himself goes on as I go on in you. I thought I did in Joshua, but I don't, and it were a blow. I'm sorry that I showed it. You love the little lad, I can see that. I want to do the same. And I will do the same, if you'll let me.
Well, blood or no blood. I'm Joshua's dad in every way that matters. You might think I'm stupid now. But it were Maxine's, you see. Every time I look at him, I see her. And while I've got him, I've still got a bit of her. So I've not lost everything. Not everything. And I loved her, you know.
I know.
I mean, look at him, holding forth with all his admirers. Oh, frankly, I can't stand any more of this. I'm going home. I don't want to be in the same room as him.
Drop me off.
Ma'am.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Gail. I won't be congratulating you and Richard on your so-called dream house.
I want to ask you something.
Oh, well, yes, I absolutely loved being thrown out in the street by my own daughter. Is that what you wanted to know?
What I wanted to ask was, when you were staying with us after the fire, what were the sleeping pills you had?
They were called diazepam.
What happened to them?
I left them at your house. Come on, Archie. Oh, I know you won't believe me, but it was diazepam that they found in Aidan Critchley's bloodstream.
What's wrong? More trouble with your mother?
No, it's Richard.
You and Gail aren't leaving, are you? Because we want a speech, don't we?
No.
Yes. Speech. Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes, come on. Dress the bar, this should lubricate your tonsils. Come on, speech! I wasn't thinking of speech, you know?
Oh, well, Gail, we didn't expect all this, did we? Well, the idea of having a few drinks here this evening was just our way of saying thank you to all our friends. People who we're going to miss. Good neighbours who turn to each other when there's trouble. We've been through some difficult times lately. Had a lot of nasty shocks. I don't think I need to dwell on the details. We were close to losing our Sarah. I've had business setbacks. Overcome now, I'm glad to say. We've had a lot of pressures. And through it all, I've had the unstinting support of my own princess, Gail. She's been my rock. And I want to say, and I mean this sincerely, I don't think there's a greater blessing in life a man could have than a wonderful and loving wife.
Shelley, here's a couple of scotches, will you? I'm sorry, I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
Not at all, Ashley. I was just getting a bit sentimental. It's one of my biggest faults. Well, let me just finish by saying that we're not moving far. We don't want to go away from our friends. We'll be back frequently. Shelley, if you'd like to do the drinks again.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us, and so say all of us.
A toast to this little chap here, our Joshua. Long life, good health and happiness to him. You dead set on flitting then, back to your house?
We've got to do it sometime. I'm not going to leave it there it'll get.
Fair enough, if your mind's made up. I've got a favour to ask you. Let me move in and all. Now hang on, it makes sense, does this? If you go to shop, which in my view you need to, I'll be there to mind Joshua. Then when you come back of an evening, you take over, and I'll come over here to see all's well with the Rovers. You see? I can be useful to you and to him.
I'll be much obliged to your dad.
Did you know, Gail, this little party's been quite an eye-opener. I had no idea we were quite so popular. Hey, you okay? You look a bit under the weather.
Richard, you said something this morning. We were talking about you selling another flat and the bail hostel scheme being cancelled.
Yes.
You said something like, why couldn't it have happened sooner? What did you mean?
I'm sorry, I'm not with you.
Well, suppose it had happened sooner. The bail hostel scheme being flung out. What difference would it have made?
Oh, well, for a start, it would have saved us weeks of worry, which I, for one, could have well done without.
Oh.
Is it a headache? Something's the matter, I know there is.
Now then, you two, you must come and have a drink with me and Deirdre, Gail.
No, I'm fine, thanks, Ken.
Look, Richard, you can manage another. Come on. No, I insist.
Come on, Richard, come and have a drink with us.
What do you like?
Have a short.
All right, just a small brandy.
Right, small brandy, please. Actually, it was a favour I wanted to ask you, Richard. We got some savings that we'd like to put to better use, only don't quite know where to go. Oh, thank you, that's quick. Cheers. Cheers. Look, I hope this isn't an imposition, but we really would value your expert advice.
I'm sorry, Ken, would you run that past me again? In fact, could we have this conversation tomorrow? I've really got to go.
Sure. Right.
Mum, is that you?
Yes, love. Everything all right?
Yeah, I've just got Bethany off. David is fast asleep in bed, which is where I'm headed. I'm absolutely shattered. Good night, love. Sweet dreams.
You left me at the pub. What's the matter?
Those sleeping pills me mum had. She left them here the night she took off. What happened to them?
Your mum's pills? Well, search me, you're going back weeks now. Wait a minute, I think I remember throwing them in the bin. Well, with kids in the house, you don't want that sort of thing lying around, do you?
You had those pills. I saw you with them. It was the night Maxine was murdered.
What is this, Gail? What's bothering you? Something is.
I'm wondering about things that have happened. All the trouble with me mum.
Oh, she's been putting the poison in, has she? That's it, isn't it?
No, not just that. I saw the way you looked at Ashley tonight. Like you were seeing terrible things.
Oh, come on, Gail.
I have to know, Richard. I can't stand what I'm starting to think. Please, tell me the truth.
I always tell you the truth, Gail.
Please, please tell me the truth now, Richard. You didn't kill Maxine, did you? Did you?
I won't lie to you, Gail. Perhaps this is all for the best. Yes. It was me.
Is this a joke?
No.
I don't believe it.
It's true. I'm sorry.
No. Don't come near me.
Okay. Okay. I didn't want to burden you with something like this.
No! Don't! It's an accident!
No!
Let me explain!
No! Get off me! Get off me!
Gail, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. It's been a nightmare. If only I could turn back the clock. But I can't. I can't.
You say that. You say what you've just said and expect a shoulder to cry on. No. Then what do you expect?
I just wanted to understand.
How can I understand you? Stupid,
Let me
evil,
explain.
lying! She was a young mother, a whole life ahead.
It was an accident!
How could it be an accident? She was hit over the head with a crowbar.
She wasn't supposed to be there.
It was Emily you were after.
No.
My mum was right all along.
It was Aid. I wanted to get rid of Aid. The scumbag who nearly killed our daughter. That was the main thing, to get rid of him. Let's not wake the kids. We don't want to get them involved, do we?
No.
I've done a terrible thing. I know that. And you've every right to be angry. But please, before you do anything else, let me tell you what happened. Okay?
Okay.
I found out that Sarah was taking aid, food and drink, from out of our fridge. After everything he'd done to her, she was still seeing him. I had to do something. I put on his trainers, his cap, and I made my way to the back of the peacocks. I left a couple of footprints in the garden. I forced my way into the house. But I swear to you, I never meant to kill anyone. You've got to believe that, Gail. I just meant to stage a robbery and leave enough evidence to get aid out of our Sarah's life once and for all. And you'd have thanked me for that. When you were in that hospital and our Sarah was at death's door, you'd have done anything to see Aidan Critchley rot in jail, wouldn't you?
Yes. But that...
Any parent would. It's what he deserves. But Maxine, no one deserves that. But it was an accident, I swear. She came back unexpectedly. Emily woke up. I panicked. I lashed out. And I regret it to the day I die. But I just couldn't abide the idea of our Sarah being with Aidan Critchley. I wanted to protect her. You understand that, don't you? I just couldn't understand why she was still seeing him. Why she was attracted to scum like him.
She gets it off her mother.
You don't mean that.
Don't I?
I'm not scum.
You're a killer.
It was a mistake.
You meant it.
No.
You meant to kill Emily Bishop.
I didn't.
You knew she was there. If you wanted to stage a robbery, why didn't you just wait till she'd gone home, till everybody was asleep?
I needed an alibi.
To break into Maxine's house. No, you didn't. Who'd suspect you of that?
I don't know, but
You needed an alibi because you broke into that house to kill Emily Bishop. That was your intention all along. To kill an innocent old lady.
to get aid.
Because...
That was the intention.
With Emily dead, her house reverts to Keller Holdings. To me and you. Archie, Norris, they were right all along. They knew what you were up to, and I was too stupid to see it. Old people have died. We've inherited their property, and I thought nothing of it.
Anyone whose property we've inherited has died of natural causes.
We've got a brand new car, a big new house, and it's all paid for with blood money.
The riding's paid for it.
How did you get it, Richard?
You know how.
Did anybody die?
Mrs. Lawson did. You know how the business works. She died of cancer. What do you think I did? Force-feed her woodbines?
What about Dougie Ferguson?
What about him?
1 minute he's your business partner. You developing the place together. The next he's lying dead at the bottom of the stairs.
He fell.
And Patricia. Missing for months. And tonight, I'll find out this thing. Her bracelet. The thing you said she threw at you after an argument was actually found by Steve MacDonald. And where did he find it? At the building site.
Because that's where she threw it at me.
Liar! Where is she? Where is Patricia? What happened to Dougie? How many people have died because of those flats? Tell me the truth, Richard.
Those flats were cursed from day one. Mrs. Lawson died, like I told you, of natural causes. But then her son turned up, wanting his inheritance. I had nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing to apologise for. When she signed that contract, she didn't have cancer. She had no intention of leaving that house to her son. She wanted to enjoy her retirement. So, she had a lump sum up front, and for the rest of her life, Kellett Holdings gave her a decent monthly income. And I don't care what the law says. Kellett Holdings had more right over that property than ever he did. And I knew I could really make something of it. I knew it could transform our life. So I arranged a bank loan and bought it off them.
You bought it off yourself, for your own company?
Got a good price for it, too.
None of this is legal, is it?
I'll tell you what is legal, Gail. For a son to let his mother die alone. For a son who couldn't be bothered to nurse his mother through a terrible illness to inherit her property after she was dead and buried. Now, that's not right, Gail. It may be legal, but it's not right. We deserve that property more than him, and I made sure we got it. But then, I got Dougie Ferguson involved. That was my big mistake. You warned me, but I didn't listen. He made a mess of the foundations, and he was stealing all the original fittings. All my problems go back to him.
So you killed him?
No, I swear. On our kids' lives. He fell. I saw it. I was there. But I didn't do it. We had an argument. He leaned on a banister. It collapsed on him. It was his own shoddy workmanship that killed him. But I saw him lying there. And I knew he'd taken me for a fool. And I knew he had money. A lot of money.
You robbed a dead man and left me to discover the body.
I hated myself for it. I couldn't sleep for weeks. But it wasn't too long before cracks started appearing in the walls. 45 grand that underpinning cost me. And then I found out about the bail hostel. That almost bankrupted us. And Dougie knew about it all along. He ended up costing me far more than I ever got back off him. And he deserved everything he got.
But you didn't kill him?
No.
What about Patricia? Did you kill her?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, Gail, you don't know what a vicious, spiteful cow she was. She hated to see me doing well. She hated to see me with a family I'd always wanted. She had a decent divorce settlement, but she wanted more. She wanted me to buy her out of Kellett Holdings, but I couldn't afford it. I'd only just heard about the underpinning. We had the wedding coming up and the honeymoon. I was under a lot of pressure. She kept on pushing, demanding money. Insulting you, threatening to expose the company, trying to blackmail me. She threatened our whole future. I had to stop her.
What did you do?
It wasn't planned or anything.
What did you do?
Hit her with a spade. She's buried in the foundations of the flats. That's why Steve McDonald found the bracelet there. Must have slipped off during the struggle. It was heat of the moment stuff. It was done in anger. But I killed her. There's no getting away from that. And killing her made it easier to think about killing again.
I thought I knew you.
You do. You know every terrible detail now.
What am I gonna do?
Turn me in if you like. I won't stop you. There's the phone. But before you do, think about it. You and the kids will have to live with the stigma of this forever. You'll be alone. I'll be in prison. It won't bring Maxine back. And it won't help Ashley and his baby. So maybe the best thing is to keep it a secret. To protect David and Sarah and Bethany from it. It's all I ever wanted to do. Protect my family. To be everything my dad wasn't. Everything I've done is for you, Gail. I might be a killer, but I did it for you. I've killed for you, Gail. Would any man you've ever known do that? Did Brian or Martin love you that much? They didn't even love you enough to stay with you. They betrayed you. Like most men do. With their seedy little affairs. But I would never do that to you. If you live for 1,000 years, you'll never find anyone who loves you more than me. It's like that quote from my wedding speech. The one about our marriage being like a pair of scissors. Joined, so we can be separated. Sometimes moving in opposite directions. But woe betide anyone who comes between us. You remember that? That's us. That's what this is all about. Some people got in our way. Threatened our future. I had to get rid of them. I'm not proud of it. But what's done is done. And it will never happen again.
Are you sure?
Positive. Because I've got all I ever wanted. All I need is for you to stand by me. If you can do that, you and me will be so special. We'll leave this tatty street behind. And we'll live happily ever after. So, it's up to you, Gail. This. Or that. You'll need some time to think about it. I understand that. I mean, it's a lot to take in. I'll put the kettle on.
I don't need time to think about it.
What are you going to do? Why?
All that claptrap about how much you love me. How you did it all for me.
It's true.
You tried to kill my mother.
I didn't.
She was right about Emily, right about Patricia. Why shouldn't she be right about you setting fire to our house?
I was with you that night.
I was asleep that night. You could have slipped out. I didn't believe for a second that you did, which is how you got your alibi. But you did, didn't you? Come on. Admit it. You messed with her mind and set fire to her house, didn't you?
Her mind was going anyway.
Well, you better get going, because I'm going to ring the police.
No! Don't be scared. Just let me explain.
There's nothing to explain. Do you think I can forgive what you've done? What you did to me, Mum?
She's had her life.
Would you forgive someone who tried to kill your mother?
I would have thanked him in the end. You know how she suffered. You know what I went through. In the final year or so, it would have been a kindness.
So you were doing her a favour?
What's she got to look forward to?
She's 62.
And her best days are behind her, just like Emily Bishop's. And what lies ahead? Disease, illness, a slow, painful decline. You don't know what it's like, Gail. I've been there. I've seen it.
You're not just evil. You're sick. Do you know that?
Getting old these days? It's a nightmare. Pension system's at it, care for the elderly's a joke. Too many old people, not enough young people to support them.
So you bump them off and steal their money?
I just put my family first, like every other animal on the planet. Natural instinct, Gail. Survival of the fittest.
And what happens when you get old?
I wouldn't want to be a burden on my kids.
You've got no kids!
I like to think of them as mine.
Well, they're not!
You were too good to last.
It was just a row.
You heard what she said. You'll be good.
She didn't mean it.
She won't get better than him. Not at her age.
What do you think they're arguing about?
I don't know. I bet he's gone in the morning. Should we go down?
No, they'll just send us back up. Leave him to it.
What a perfect father you are.
I try my best.
Oh, you'll never be like your father. What your family means to you.
It means everything to me.
Oh, yeah. You'll do anything for the kids. Literally anything. Yet you've got none of your own. Why's that?
Just the way things worked out.
Did they go the same way as Marion?
I never killed Marion. I would never harm a child.
Takes some explaining, Mr. Family Man. 3 wives, no children. And we never even discussed it properly, did we?
Well, our age.
No, I was pleased with it. I don't want any more. But you. Why wouldn't you?
Wasn't even on the agenda.
Never has been, has it?
Stop it, Gail.
It's not me you love. It never has been me. It's the ready-made family. And you love it. Because you can't make one of your own.
No! Sorry. I'm so sorry. You sounded like Patricia. Things she used to say. She blamed me because I didn't tell her before we got married. But I didn't know. I thought it was Marion's fault. We'd been trying for years. Then Mum got sick. But Marion wouldn't help. It was a baby she wanted to care for. Not a senile old pensioner. So she left me. But I didn't know it was my fault. Patricia wouldn't believe that. And she never forgave me. But you've got to. I love you. I love you so much. And I don't care what you say. I always will. And I would never do anything to hurt you. Or the kids. Ever.
What's going on? You all right, Mum?
Please, don't tell them.
Get off me.
Has he been hurting you?
I would never hurt your mother.
It's all right, love. Just got a few things to sort out, that's all. Go to bed.
Are you sure?
Yes. Go on. And don't come down again.
Are you just saying this?
No. Go on.
You got school in the morning?
I'm dealing with it.
Well, the noise down then, because you're going to wake Bethany up at this rate.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Good night now.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
What for?
Not telling them.
They'll find out.
They don't need to.
I've made my decision.
You'll make them live with the stigma.
I'd rather they live with the stigma forever than live with you for another second.
Gail, I know I scared you just now. But you can trust me, I swear. No one else will ever get hurt. And now it's out in the open. There's no need for any more lies. I'll always be loyal to you.
Oh, yeah. You'll never have a seedy little affair. But you might hit me in the face with a shovel.
No. Never.
You think your dad running off with another woman's a worse crime than clubbing someone to death? You're twisted. You're Norman Bates with a briefcase. And I don't want you living under the same roof as my family.
You're not in any danger.
How could I ever be sure of that?
I promise. Please, Gail. We can get through this.
Bankruptcy we could have got through. There's a million normal problems we could have got through. If you'd have been honest with me.
I was ashamed. I felt like a failure.
I could have lived with a failure. Wouldn't have mattered. I did love you, Richard. This. How can I live with this?
I can't live without you. If you're going to the police, I might as well be dead.
Suits me. Good riddance.
Don't say that. You don't mean that.
I do.
Please.
It's over.
I love you.
I hate you. I hate you. It's over.
I'm sorry.